Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. It's still the 29th of July, 2025. The time in Nigeria now is about 23:48, which means it's about 10 minutes to midnight. I know a lot of you are tired and you have to go to bed. Go ahead and go to bed. I'm going to timestamp and um, kind of schedule my posts for tomorrow because I'm going to be very busy. You know, I'm going to be discharged from the hospital. I've been getting PTSD therapy for 3 months. It's been very hard on me since my father died, and I am going to be leaving here and then moving on. But my birthday is in 5 days. Okay, I asked everybody to send me money to my account. Um, Bambiala, Beggy Beggy, Argentuke, those of you in the diaspora, $20, £20, €20. And on my birthday, I'll announce the big surprise. You're going to love this. Just send the money. Yeah, you're going to love this. However, I have some sad news. Okay. I'm not exactly happy tonight. Um, in some parts of the world, you guys are already asleep, like Dubai, Qatar, and all. In some parts of the world, you are not asleep yet because of course, the earthquake thing in California that came from Russia. The tsunami warning is out now. Some parts of the world is still daytime. Other parts, you're getting ready to go to bed. But wherever you are in the world, before you go to bed, say a prayer for Mohbad because what just came on my desk now, I wrote it on Facebook that they've literally turned me back into a journalist today. Journalism is in the blood. It's never gone. It's the same thing as PTSD. The trauma I suffered from my family and in my childhood under my family will never go. I can only treat it to a certain extent. When you have death, you can never forget people. That's why we go to the cemetery every year. We remember their birthdays because they were once part of us. What just came to my desk now is hurting me so much that I'm leaving a hospital that's been treating me for post traumatic stress, and I'm carrying more stress to leave this hospital. Um, I just received, oh, Moad died on September 11th. I was the only one that said it. Everybody said it was the 12th. After piecing up together how the movement was from that concert all the way to the house where he was killed, I came up with the 11th. And I always called it 9/11 in my investigation. For those of you that are new on my page that are saying, I kept quiet until VDM started investigating. No, I didn't keep quiet. You're learning now that I was actually the one that started the investigation as a journalist. Okay, VDM is doing his own private investigation. But at the end of the day, it's like this is why I say this the question, were you in the conversation? If you weren't in the conversation, then you need to acknowledge those people that were talking at that time. You know, um, I wouldn't say it again, but I did a very elaborate investigation. Elaborate. If you want to see it, you go to hashtag IJMobad on any platform, Facebook, X, YouTube. Just type IJ Mobad and you'll see all my Mobad stories there. What I just received tonight was something I wanted to piece together before I published the book. And it's very shocking. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's affecting my mental health right now. These are the last few concerts Mohbad had. Mohbad had a concert and he died right after the concert in Ikorodu, in his own hometown. Mohbad had a concert in Manchester in the UK. He was asking for help not to go back home and stay there. Paulo was the person there. Then Mohbad went to Kenya to do a show. Mohbad was just liberated from the Naira Marley label and he had his own EP and he started his own thing. With all the fighting that went with Naira and the label and leaving the label, even Naira knows wherever he is and is watching my video, Naira Marley knows that this is not something new in the industry. There are a lot of artists that want to get out of their contracts and stuff. And some of these labels have spent a lot of money to invest in them. And if they can't pay the label the money they owe, then fight starts. We've seen a lot of it. But when Mohbad left to the UK, and ultimately went back to Nigeria, he didn't want to leave. There was something there that he was afraid of. Some of the Kenyan promoters, and I know there's like one or two companies that promoted his Kenyan thing. Okay, one Kenyan, one Nigerian, and one other person, maybe an Ugandan. But the Kenyan based promoters, okay, did not want him to go home. They didn't want him to go home. They were trying to reschedule his flight from London to Kenya so many times, in Morocco, Air Morocco, and they kept canceling and rescheduling. Something was amiss. Mohbad was scared of something, okay? He was scared of something. When he arrived in Lagos, this is the part that wasn't in my investigation because I'm piecing it together. I'm writing a book, and then a book is going to become a documentary. Then a documentary is going to be this and that. And then they go to call it closed. Then the police will now show up and say it's not a cold case. Let's start over again. After a journalist, every journalist writes a book about investigations. It's just that I haven't written mine. Some of these stories become big movies and stuff. It's not about money or anything. It's about things that actually happen because journalism is a rough draft of history. Let me end my day by saying this to you guys in Nigeria because we're in different time zone. I'm actually ahead of you, 4 hours ahead of Nigeria. So for now, you guys are heading towards midnight. I'm heading towards 4 a.m. when I'm going to wake up, okay, have my shower and start my day, but you guys are going to be asleep. Some of you who are night rockers in the US that see my pages at 2, 3 a.m. wonder what I'm doing at night. I'm not, in Nigeria and I'm not in the US, but you just see I'm 4 hours ahead. I have never disclosed where I am. I don't live in anywhere. I came here for treatment and stuff. But let me try and end this Mohbad story, the climax of it. So what I did was piecing these things together, begging people, asking people, calling people, all this money I spent on Mohbad, I don't have that money anymore to be spending on the case. What I have is time. And I pieced together something. When he left Manchester with Paulo, like if Daddy Freeze didn't do that interview with Paulo and VDM didn't put a thing on it, I probably wouldn't have looked at it because I really don't have time to look at anybody else's stuff because I have work in front of me and I'm tired, I'm elderly. I thank Paulo for talking. But when he returned to Lagos, he was scared of something. And that something was Wumi Adebanjo. One of the Kenyan promoters, bear with me, I said Kenyan based promoters. I know one is Nigerian, one is Kenyan, and one is Ugandan. One of them, I spoke to all of them. One of them told me, said, because he had missed the flight, Air Morocco, so much from London to Kenya, we had to go through Lagos. So they booked Mohbad in Lagos, but they didn't want him to go home because he told them something. It's that stuff he told them that I would tell you later. Mohbad was lodged in a hotel in Ikeja, and he was supposed to fly from that hotel to Kenya, which he did. I'm going to show you videos of Mohbad when he arrived in Kenya, how he was telling the Kenyans, shout out to my Kenyan fans, I'm here. And then she Mohbad by Yabo. And then she Mohbad by and they hide Bugwe. Mohbad was like, my Kenyan fans, I'm here. I'm like, and you to she liberate her in Malian music. To the independent artists. Could they succeed? You think it's easy? I'm not. One day I'm going to tell you what happened at EME at the Whiskey. I will tell you the full story of what happened over there because I was involved. I was one of the promoters in Canada for that concert that Whiskey came under EME. One day I will tell you how hard it is for these artists to go as single artists, solo artists, and want to make it on their own. It is not overnight. But Mohbad has started this journey to become a single solo artist. So in this video, he was saying to Kenyan fans, I'm here. The first one was like, I'm on my way to Kenya. I'm here now. I'm at the airport. We're going to do our show. The show was August 2023. No one knew that Mohbad was going to die 11 days later. I have all the footage. The promoters they have signed the rights to me. You know what I mean by that? I'm going to use that footage in my book and my writings, and I will post them to you tomorrow. Thank you.